Here's the thing. Everybody wants aura, but they want aura at no cost, and especially not the cost of failing publicly. But aura is a vibe. I believe the actual definition is the distinctive atmosphere that seems to surround the thing or the person. And you can only curate that steezy energy that a lot of people seek after by being unafraid to fail publicly, by actually being excited to fail, excited to make mistakes, excited to figure out what you have wrong so you can figure out what's right. One of my favorite lines from this Substack article, honestly, I like to call it a book. I literally printed it out. It's pretty thick and I've read it many times. I have notes all over it. The article, I'll link it down below, is called Craniotomy, Dissection of Your Human Condition. And there's a section called On Man When Magnetized. And this line that I really like and I think is relevant for today's message is fear. The quiet assassin of potential is known to the magnetized man as a respected adversary, an old friend. Not to state he has eliminated fear, but he has developed an intimate relationship with it. Where there is uncertainty, he nourishes the void with his own self-assurance. And so he moves with calculated courage, eager to learn even more of himself, to see what remains behind the veneer. The steadiness, the willingness attracts others who glimpse and watch. Courage is said is the most transformative of human infections. He has reclaimed sovereignty over his mental territory, actively questioning information rather than passively consuming it. His words carry the weight of genuine thought. This intellectual independence creates its own gravitational force. The gravitational force being that aura, being that thing that pulls people to him or her. And you can only get that from diving headfirst into failing, from going through life experiences, knowing that no matter what the outcome is, you're going to learn a lesson. And if you let fear cripple you, my friend, you will never have aura. So let's get into the nitty-gritty today. Hello, my name is Denée. Thank you so much for giving me a little piece of your time today. If you're new here and you're watching on YouTube, you're probably going to want to stay. The view is crazy, but you can also listen on Spotify. It's always linked in the description. So I'm just going to get straight into this. I literally thought of this video while skiing. I'm in Switzerland right now and I'm skiing with one of my friends and we both really hate being mediocre at things. So on the first day, we were going down the blue slopes. We were doing good, but we knew that in order to get to the next level, we needed to get some more guidance. So we were watching videos on TikTok and stuff. They didn't really help as much as we would have liked. So we ended up booking last minute lessons. And those lessons were so valuable. Today, this morning, we went down some red slopes on very slick, icy snow and we're good at it. Like we went down multiple red slopes. We're feeling confident and we can say that we've come on this trip and we've advanced ourselves. And we can attest that to, yes, investing in an expert, learning from them, getting tips, so valuable. But more, we both have the mindset that we know we have to fail. We know we're going to fall and we fall gracefully and we get back up. Well, maybe sometimes not gracefully, but we get back up. And that is extremely, extremely important to have. We are not afraid to fail in front of people. We're not afraid to look like newbies because we know that in order to not be a newbie, you need to fail and you need to fail fast. We don't know what we don't know. We want to figure out what we don't know and we want to figure out what we don't know fast. Aside from skiing though, the old version of myself would be so afraid to fall and to fail and to make mistakes. I'd be so embarrassed about the smallest thing and thinking about everybody else thinking about that forever. When the reality is, one, most people don't remember. And even if they do, it doesn't matter. In your deathbed, in the grave, you're not going to be thinking about these little small embarrassing moments. What you're going to be thinking about is the person you became on the other side of going through those. You have to switch your mindset in this life to be excited by failure, be excited to figure out what you don't know, be excited to be wrong, to ask dumb questions and to go through the motions. Aura is on the other side of all of this. And this is especially important for those of you who are used to being the smart one, used to always succeeding, used to never failing, used to be the one who just gets things right away. There's going to be something or someone or some scenario or some activity or some position you're applying for, whatever it is, that's going to humble you one day. And for a lot of people, this breaks them. They're unable to move forward. But this is the ultimate test. And if you're able to work through it, to survive the embarrassment, figure out how you can get better, you will achieve, as that article says, that gravitational force. And when you really think about it, the trade-off honestly seems pretty obvious. You can look like you have everything under control. You can protect your image on one side, or you can move faster. You can look chaotic, look like you don't have it together, but get better, but create a more aligned life, but accomplish new things, but learn new things. Unfortunately, you can't get both, but when you're on the other side, the trade-off definitely feels worth it. And I experienced this in publicly building my freelance business. I was posting content online on TikTok to attract clients. I felt really unsure of myself. I felt like I was doing everything wrong. I was so embarrassed. I'm honestly still cringed out by the things that I posted and the cold outreach I was sending. I have a community called She Freelances where I help female freelancers start or scale their freelance business. And I always joke around when they're saying, things are really difficult right now. Things are not working. Nobody's responding to my messages. And I'm like, how many messages did you send out to potential clients? And they're like, oh, maybe 2 this week. And I'm like, girl, if you went on my LinkedIn and typed in pretty much any founder of an e-commerce business that was started between 2018 till now, you'll probably see a cold outreach message from me. I've DM'd, emailed, sent cover letters on Upwork to literally hundreds of founders, hundreds of opportunities. And I felt so embarrassed and unsure and cringe in the moment. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to build the life and the business that I have today that allows me to work from everywhere, that allows me to build my life by design. But more important than that, to learn. Because when I did more volume of outreach, I learned what worked, what didn't. And I also was able to secure a client and get better at the skill that I was offering. I've now made millions of dollars for my clients, and I wouldn't have been able to get to that point if I didn't just push through the cringe and the embarrassment. I have definitely gone back on my TikTok and archived a bunch of the posts that I was like, oh, I don't know if I could keep this up. I don't think this is a full representation of who I am today. But if it wasn't for that version of me, I wouldn't be here, honestly, on YouTube talking today, wouldn't have the skill set of speaking to camera. So my message today is ultimately that people that have that strong presence, that strong aura, that vibe that is just so contagious that you can't get enough of, they're not perfect. They've actually likely gone through a lot of deep inner work. They failed publicly, they've learned from their mistakes, and they're not afraid of failing. They fail with a surety that it's going to teach them a lesson and move them to the next stage of life. When lemons happen in life, they know they're going to make lemonade from it or something better, whatever your favorite drink is. Mine is mango. I'll make mango juice out of the lemons. This mindset shift has really helped me. You can tell me whether or not you think I have aura, but I know that my aura has increased personally from my younger days when I wasn't as confident and I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of being cringe. I was afraid of being embarrassed. I couldn't put myself out there because I really wanted to curate an image. A big lesson I learned is that you cannot control the image that people have of you. Everybody is projecting their own beliefs, insecurities, ideas, life stories onto you. So even if you say the most basic thing like the sky is blue, someone else can interpret it in a different way and you can't really do anything about it. So that really helped me. But more so, I realized that every time I went through a period of uncertainty, a period of embarrassment, a period of cringe, I came out on the other side stronger, better, wealthier, better looking, all of the above, right? And then that's what gives you confidence. That's what makes people pull towards you. So I encourage you today to not be afraid to fail, to ski down the hill with full confidence, using the techniques that you were taught, knowing that you could fall, but knowing that you will learn from it, you will get better. And falling is just a part of the process. Nobody's really looking at you as much as you think, and nobody's going to remember that embarrassing moment as much as you will. And you should probably let go of it too. I'm just going to read another excerpt from a section called Adversity, Creation, and Time. Never a victim. When those who have not yet been magnetized face adversity, they abhor it, keen to avoid any deviation from comfort. The soft life. When suffering inevitably arrives, they respond with bewilderment and resentment, as if the universe violated an unspoken law. How can it be me? I didn't harm anybody too much. When magnetized, when you have aura, it is never a question of why is it always me? Instead, the question is, how might this lead be alchemized into gold? How much will I learn from this? What will I uncover about myself? What an interesting chapter of the story. Resilience manifests as quiet confidence, not braggadocious and loud, but the kind strength that is forged in flames, not stitched together in comfort. I'll leave it here because I think it gets my point across. But that quote, what an interesting chapter of the story, really sticks with me. It's something that I'll always say in my head now when things don't go my way, like what's going to happen next. I'm going through a big life change at the moment, which I'm sure I'll share later on this year. In some sense, it's an exciting change, but there's also a part of the change that I'm grieving. But ultimately, I know it's what's next for me. I have this complete confidence in that it's the right thing thing. It's the right next step for me because I'm making the decision to make the change. And whenever that feeling of grief or sadness comes up, I think to myself, what will come out of this beautiful chapter? I know I'm about to enter a chapter, honestly, whether it's bad or good, hopefully good, that pushes me into a fresh, better version of myself. And when the chapter ends, in hindsight, it's always easier to look back and think, wow, I'm so glad that happened. And I'm so glad I went through that because now X. So I hope that you can take that with you today. I mean, aside from the whole aura thing, it's so good to lean into the problems that life throw at you and believe that they're there to help you and to create that yin and yang that is required in life, the good and the bad, so you can experience the joy, the good parts with full depth. Whenever you look back in life at the moments you were most scared about, they honestly seem funny and you think to yourself, how could I have ever been scared about that? So you need to channel that feeling and that memory in the moments that are hard in the present time. So to wrap up, do embarrassing things, do things that make you uncomfortable, go down the slope with the right technique, but knowing that you'll fall, knowing that you'll make mistakes, knowing that you'll fail, but knowing that you'll come out the other side a better skier, a better person, because that's what life's all about. Love you. We'll talk soon. Bye.